Hi, it's Yolanda here. I just came back last night from a 3-day silent meditation retreat, and already I'm getting a lot of messages from friends and colleagues about the experience. So I thought instead of having individual conversations with each of them, which will take me quite a while and everyone will have to wait for me to be able to tell them, I would just record a video about my experience. So here goes. So I went to Sugar Ridge in just north of Barrie, or yeah, around Barrie. And it was about an hour and a half away. And I literally just Googled silent meditation, and Sugar Ridge was one of the first that popped up. So, yay for their SEO. And it was really an amazing experience. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this video now is because I really want to capture kind of my excitement and everything that I felt while I was there before I forget it. And as we know, these things tend to happen. You get all these great feelings and you learn all these great things, and then real life kicks in and you forget. So, the first thing I would say is the reason I chose to do a silent meditation retreat actually dates back 15 years ago when I took my first mindfulness class with Dr. Heidi Walk. It was an MBSR, or mindfulness based stress reduction program, that I took for 8 weeks. And she told us that everyone should or need, or be great if you could, do one silent meditation retreat once in your life, if you could. And I remember thinking at the time that, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do that, because people who know me know I'm very talkative and social. I can't even imagine not talking for 3 hours, let alone, 3 days. So I kind of filed it back in the back of my mind that this might be something I'll do. And I really loved Dr. Heidi Walk. She did a great 8-week program for MBSR. And so I know that she's somebody I could trust, that this is trusted advice. And fast forward, for the past few years, I've really been amping up my meditation game. Not only do I teach it to my girl empowerment nonprofit, Girl Strong, I teach it to my daughter teaches to my parents. It's a really big deal. And I have a daily practice of meditation. So I'm at a totally different place now than I was 15 years ago. And I feel like I would be ready to embrace all the chatter in my head and to actually just sit with myself and explore what's in there for 3 days. And leading up to me actually booking, I had been experiencing a few different depressive episodes, one of which fell during my vacation in Tremblant. And it was really difficult for me because I really started having a lot of deep depressive thoughts where I felt unworthy. I felt that I wasn't worthy of love or care, and that when I can't do anything, I'm nothing, which is definitely not true. But when I'm in that state, it's reality for me. And I thought, well, I really need some more support. Like, this is not a good way to think. I have an amazing therapist. I have amazing psychiatrists, like amazing doctors, but I think I just felt like I needed a bit more. And so that's why I thought, okay, I need to connect with myself to know my own value without any external validations or affirmations from other people. I need to know that I am valued, even if you strip away all the achievements, all the letters beside my name, everything that I've ever done. If you take all of that away, I still deserve to be loved. I didn't believe it though, but I knew it in theory. And so that's what I brought to the silent retreat, is that inquiry of who am I? who am I meant to be? And really, what is my essence? And I needed that right now. And I really needed that for myself, because I think I was depending a bit too much on external types of validations that are not that they're not healthy, but they're just not sustainable and not fair. So I needed to do that for myself. I want to be able to fill my own cup as well. So I was nervous for sure. I was like, oh my gosh, can I not talk for 3 days? But also, can I give up my phone for 3 days, completely go tech free? Because I have a habit of watching Netflix like every day. It's my way to unwind. It's my way to turn my brain off. It's also my way to fall asleep, which is, a terrible habit, but it's what I do. And so I thought, am I not going to be able to fall asleep? And how am I going to, just relax with the meditation? There are all these strangers. Like, there are definitely a lot of these kind of doubts, but mostly the two was, can I not talk for 3 days? And can I be tech free completely for 3 days? And I'm happy to report that both were really easy to do. It was so easy, in fact, that when my meditation teacher tried to give me back my phone, I actually said, do I need to take this? I need to take this, don't I? Yeah, I didn't want it back. I was like, I don't want to go back to the real world. It's, when you go on vacation, not that this felt like a vacation, but, sometimes when you go on vacation, you don't want to come back to your real life. I didn't want my phone because my phone represents so much. Like, where's my phone now? It's right here. So my phone, like, it represents work, it represents expectations, it represents guilt, it represents pressures. I mean, I got like a purple phone, which I love, but it definitely has a lot wrapped around it that's not just a phone. And like addiction, I can't stop scrolling. Like, it's just all of those things. So that was actually really easy to not talk and not have the phone. The things that I found that were a bit more difficult, I think, were more around things that were unexpected. So Sugar Ridge is a retreat center with the center right in the middle, and then cabins that encircle this retreat. And so for me, and there are no bathrooms in the cabins, so you have to go to the bathroom in the center. And this is going to sound like such a spoiled first world problem, but actually my biggest challenge for the 3 nights that I stayed was having to go to the bathroom at night, but then I have to like actually wake up, get dressed, find my flashlight and walk to the center, which is really not that far in reality, but it's the whole like having to wake up to go and part that was really hard. And it was really hard for me to fall back to sleep. So the entire silent meditation retreat, really my biggest challenge was the bathroom situation, that I couldn't actually go to the bathroom at night. And yes, I did think about just going outside, but because I was by myself, I also was a bit scared of animals. And I thought if I used a flashlight, then other people can see me, but it will scare away the animals. If I go outside without the flashlight, humans won't see me, but animals might come up to say, what you doing here? So I decided that I was just gonna like go to the center. So that's my biggest challenge. My biggest takeaway, or what made me feel so great about the experience, is, I mean, there were so many, and I can talk a bit more about the other ones later. But the one that I really took away from, and I actually like wrote it in my journal just in case I would forget it, is I felt that it was such a freeing experience. And it really helped me to feel what letting go really means. Because if you imagine there's 16 people, you're all in silence, you all take the vow of silence for the next 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Yeah, some people stayed for 7 days. I left after 3. And so it's very intentional that you're in the company of people who are there to explore, to inquire, to be mindful, and really to be in community, but without using words. So there are no expectations of you having to be funny, smart, charismatic. There's no expectations whatsoever of you being anything other than just being there. And I felt like that was such a gift, because normally when you're in a group of strangers, even if you want to sit down next to somebody, you might be compelled to say, hey, is that seat taken? Hey, how are you? What you doing? Where are you from? And we definitely did all that when we first arrived. Very little bit. So most people we didn't meet. And then, but for the rest of the retreat, these are all people that are in community with you. You don't know really anything about them. The only thing you know is you all signed up to be here. And there are no expectations for you to be in any way, shape, or form. You just be however you want to be. And that in itself was just such a liberating feeling, liberating experience. And it's such a gift. And I think that may be why my very first mindfulness teacher, Dr. Heidi Wach, said everyone should at least once in their lifetime try a silent meditation. And I mean, this might sound kind of funny or silly, but we graduated high school. I graduated high school a long time ago. But a lot of interactions I find as adults still mirror some of those bad habits from high school, cliques, talking, like feeling the pressure to be cool or to do certain things. And when you are in silence with this community of people, there's just so much acceptance, like infinite acceptance, that I feel like I'm with 16 Brian and Caitlin's, because my husband, Brian, and my daughter, Caitlin, they're the ones that like unconditionally love me, accept me, however I am, however I come. And I feel 100% capable of being myself, or be a lump in bed watching Netflix because I feel so depressed, and they wouldn't judge me, and they would let me just allow myself to be. And I'm getting emotional thinking about that, because it is a gift, to just let yourself be. And so I would say that would be my favorite part of the retreat. And and another question I know a friend asked me already is, what's your day like? So all the days are actually the same. So I wake up at 6, and it's a communal bathroom, but the center is immaculate and beautiful and modern. But it is a communal bathroom. And part of the reason is for you to actually exercise that, use that as an opportunity to practice being in a situation that maybe you're not always comfortable in or not used to. So that's the first thing. It's you get ready in the morning. And then 6:30 is our morning practice. So for 1 hour, you do 3 types of meditations. So for 20 minutes, you do a complete silent sitting meditation. 20 minutes, you do a walking meditation, and then 20-minute, another sitting silent meditation in this beautiful circular meditation space. And then after that, 7:30, you eat breakfast, and it's like this amazing meal. I never ate so healthy and so well in my life for that many days. So it's all vegetarian, and I'm gluten-free, so they prepared gluten-free options for me as well. And so you have breakfast, and everything is in silence. You don't say anything, and you are encouraged to not make eye contact with each other either. So that way people are allowed to be with themselves. And then after breakfast, you have what's called a working meditation. So you can sign up for different tasks. So you can sign up for cleaning out the garden, clean the bathroom, vacuum the meditation room, straighten all the chairs in the dining room. So there are these like tasks that you can do very mindfully. And firewood is what I chose because I thought, oh, I'll be outdoors. It'll be so fun pairing around firewood. I mean, it was fun. And I know some people might think, oh, are they just getting me to work for free? And this is like such a trick, but it's really not. It's really giving you a chance to experience work in a mindful way, because everybody comes from different walks of life. They can't possibly mimic each person's different individual jobs and teach you how to work in that job mindfully. So these are just ways for you to learn how to be mindful even while you're doing productive work. And after that, you can take a break for about an hour. And then the meditation leader, Liz, she will do an hour and a half of guided meditations and talks. So this is where she might read some poems or talk about certain ideas that would be helpful. And then we have lunch. And after lunch, the schedule is also going to do meditation. You can go for a walk in the forest, which I got totally lost. That's a story for a different day. 3 times. I got lost in the forest 3 times, 3 days. So one of those, I actually had to call the center and have them pick me up and drive me back because I was so far out. So, and then we have dinner, and then we have an evening meditation. So that's kind of the day. Every day is like this. So we're done by 8 o'clock, and you're encouraged to sleep shortly after so that you can wake up early the next day. And I thought that would be hard to do, but it wasn't at all. And I felt so great and so energized. So that was the actual schedule. And to share with you something here, I wrote so much in my journal. So I definitely recommend bringing a journal. I actually drew some pictures. So here's a picture of my little cabin that I stayed at. And here is the view I had sitting at the dining table. And I just really felt inspired to draw it out with my pen. And one thing I noticed, even as I was doodling or drawing, is how judgmental I typically am about my own abilities to draw. And my daughter is like, my biggest fan, and she's amazing. And she always encourages me to draw more freehand. And, she says, "You're really good, mommy. Don't talk down to yourself. Like, you're a really great artist." And I never really believe it. But while I was drawing, I was like, I'm a really good artist. I'm really good at drawing. Caitlin will be so proud of me. I'm going to keep drawing. I don't care if this is a mistake or that line shouldn't be there. And so it's that freedom, that I mentioned earlier, that kind of really rang throughout this retreat for me. And so some of you might be thinking like, so what did you get for your answer? So my big inquiry, right, going into this retreat, if you remember from the very beginning of this little talk, is that I wanted to know, who am I? What is my essence? And if I strip away everything, am I still worthy? Am I still lovable? Am I still worthy of anything if I can't do anything? Because we apply so much value on productivity, on what we can do. So here's what happened. The short answer is I got my answer. The answer for me, who am I and what is my essence, the way I am interpreting it at this moment is that I am the culmination of all the love that I give and all the love I allow in. So it's all the different ways I give love to other people and all the ways that other people give love to me that I actually allow inside. Because of course, sometimes there are people who give love to you that you may not realize or you may not know. So that may not build up your own essence, but people's love that you allow in, that you actually recognize is going to grow and be a part of that essence. So the way I came to this realization is actually you get to have one-on-one sessions with the session leader. So in my one-on-one session, I was asking her this question, who am I without anything? What's my essence? And I said, why do Brian and Caitlin love me the way they do, even when I'm just a lump in bed, not able to do anything? I'm just like watching endless shows. Malcolm in the Middle was the last one that I was watching, 6 seasons. That's how long I was feeling really, really down. What do they love about me? Like, what's there to love? I'm just a lump in bed. And so she said to me, because she knows in the previous conversation that my grandmother passed away from cancer. So she said to me, think about your grandmother. When she was dying of cancer in bed, was she productive? I was like, no. She said, was she giving anything to you? No. Well, was she achieving things at that time? I was like, no, she was just like in bed. She's like in the end stages of her life. So Liz said, then who would ever want to go see her? Who would ever want to go visit her? She should just die like that. And I think it was, she was obviously trying to evoke an emotion in me, which she did. I was both angry and sad when she said that. Angry at her words, like, how dare you say that? How dare you? My grandmother is worth everything. I would give anything to spend like even another hour with her, and so she was like, right, you would, because your grandmother, even dying in bed, is love. She is the love that she has given you and you have given her. Like, she's not nothing. And that's why you would fly to China to visit her with your daughter. That's why, you would drop everything here just to go and spend just a little bit more time, and I really got it in that moment. I really understood like what it is that Brian and Caitlin are seeing in me, even when I'm at my weakest, even when I'm not able to, be the wife or the mother that I want to be for them. They can still feel my love. Like, there is still that accumulation, the culmination of all of the love that I've given to them and all of the love they've given to me. Like, I've absorbed it all. Like, my being has absorbed it all. So I got it. I was like, that is my essence. I will never from now on look at myself when I'm feeling depressed, not productive or useful, and think that I'm unworthy of love. And, here I do have to say, like, just how grateful I am to Brian and Caitlin for showing me the way I need to love myself so unconditionally and so completely. I'm just really, really grateful to both of them. And I feel really lucky. So I think this is definitely something I would recommend for people to try. I think that silent meditation is a really amazing practice. And should you go for like 10 days or 7 days or 5 days or 3, like I did, that's kind of up to you. But I definitely feel that this is a really, really great way to just reconnect with yourself, to free yourself of that mental chatter. I know my own therapist goes to a silent meditation at least once a year. She said it is the most important part of her self-care routine is to do a silent meditation retreat. And she's such a wise woman. So, I'm going to now put silent meditation into my own self-care routine going forward. I definitely want to go at least once a year because it's like recharging the batteries that you didn't even know you had. So I feel even more energetic than when I left to go there. I didn't even know I had those batteries that were there. And I really would definitely recommend Sugar Ridge as well. Like, no one's paying me to say this. I just really love the way they run their center, the programs, the leader, Liz, is amazing, and the staff is incredible. So food is like phenomenal as well. So they really nourish you kind of like body, mind, and soul. It's just a really great experience. So yeah, I think that's probably sums up my whole silent meditation retreat. If you have any other questions that I didn't touch on, please make sure that you message me or comment or email me and let me know. I am going to be posting a declaration of my tech boundaries. And this also came from the silent meditation retreat where I thought I could continue this. I don't need to use my phone that much. I don't need to pick up the bad habits again. So I'm going to be posting about that. So I'm only going to be checking messages twice a day. And if you have anything urgent, you need to call me. But if you don't have my phone number, that's probably a sign that I am not somebody that you really need to rely on with urgent things. And also, you can call Brian as well, of course, if you need one of us urgently. And I really wanted to put that intention into place. So that's also why I wanted to mention that here. So accountability, woo. All right, so that's it. And let me know if you have any questions. Take good care. Bye.